Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Zen Kitchen with Nikki. That's me. I'm so happy to see you. I'm happy you joined me today. I am here to pull a card for you for this tumultuous time, I guess we can call it. I feel like, this is the end of the year and everything is kind of coming to a head. No pun intended. It really is kind of coming to a head. So, I figured we'd pull another Gaia Oracle card just to see what Gaia has, what message Gaia has for us. Oops, I just dropped a rock. Oh, that's my clear quartz. So, pulling this card because, well, first of all, I believe that these cards help us tremendously to focus on things that we really need to focus on. That's why the cards are so important. I have so many different cards. I have cards for soul coaching. I have cards from the Keepers of the Light. I have cards from messages from the earth specifically. I have Rumi cards. I don't know if you've ever heard of Rumi. He's a spiritual writer. His messages truly come from the divine. And I have cards from angels and moon cards. And I truly believe that these cards give us unbelievable guidance when we're tuned into the signs that are all around us. And, just a little something, something to give you a push in the right direction in case, you need that, which I think we all do. I know I do for sure. So, what I would hope for you to get from these cards is a little bit of guidance and maybe a tap on the shoulder as to if you're doing something right, or maybe you need to change directions or refocus on something that you know that you were supposed to be focusing on, but you kind of put it to the side. So these cards tend to remind you of things that you do need to focus on. So, and I also use crystals. If you tune into my videos before, you see that I use the crystals also to help me with my energy and to help clear the cards. I believe that all that the great creator has given us, we can use. There's so many studies of how crystals can change energy. If you're really interested in it, just Google it on, and see what comes up. But they say that, even gasoline is less consumed when you put a crystal on the carburetor or something like that. So they definitely have some scientific proof that crystals do something. And you can put them in your water and clean your water. I clean my cards every time I use them with the clear quartz. I don't know if you notice it, but I always tap on my cards because clear quartz is about clearing. So let's see what Mother Earth has to tell us. Gaia's message to us from the Gaia Oracle card deck from Tony Carmine Salerno. These cards have been very helpful to me during this very tumultuous time because we're going through something globally. Gaia is about this whole existence. Oops. And so globally, we're all going through this. So these messages are for everybody, anywhere. Apprehension. Okay, so what apprehension are we moving out into the world? Doubt and fear. I mean, I think that that's just the way the world is right now. It's a time of apprehension. We have, the card is beautiful too. It's like she's, there's life, but she's feeling a little helpless, but there's the vine around her, and I feel like that's life, there's strength. but the apprehension is there because of her, maybe her surroundings. She's afraid to like take a leap. And I think we all are. We're changing directions. 18 is also a very, numerology, I believe that it's a really good number. I don't know exactly how, and because I'm not a numerologist, but I've heard that the number 18 is something that is like a new start, positive change, something like that. So moving into the world, doubt and fear. Let's see what this card has to say to us in its entirety, because apprehension is something that I think I'm experiencing it for sure. There's just so much new stuff going on. We don't know how to like navigate life. It's fearful to go through, to tap onto untreaded territory, with this whole COVID thing, the pandemic that's, worldwide. There's a lot of new things for everybody, and it's scary because we don't know what's going to happen in the future. Well, listen, so one of the things that these cards help me do is stay focused on today. So, because today is the only thing that's guaranteed, and focusing on the self and what the self requires and what we all really should be nurturing. So, apprehension, it's time to get going. This is nothing to fear. Take the first step, just do it, and you'll find that all will work out for you. The longer that you procrastinate, the harder it will be. I'm a procrastinator too. It's understandable that you feel unsure of yourself. The first step is sometimes the hardest. This is an example of difficulties. I'm just coming out with all of this stuff and standing in front of you and pulling cards when I normally do this in the privacy of, me, myself, or my clients, or somebody that comes to me. But I'm just putting it out there for everybody because I'm feeling like that I'm guided to be doing that. So, and it feels right. It's scary, but it still feels right. So, and it's hard, because you doubt yourself all the time. So I do feel a little bit unsure. The first step is sometimes the hardest, but I've done it. And we have taken like many first steps. So we're very capable. It's just getting there. You will have much to offer, and you will realize that this as you move out, you will realize this as you move out into the world. So be brave. And even if you initially make mistakes, which I do, and we all do, you will be well received. Treat every day as a learning experience. As your confidence increases, so too will your self-esteem and success. You'll see that I've go through a little bit of changes of how I set up my videos and everything, because I'm finding that certain things work and certain things don't. So it's all trial and error. You are sincere and beautiful person. Do not doubt yourself. So anything that comes from your heart in righteousness, what you create, the person you are, your authenticity is beautiful. Just put it out there. Just do it. The first step, just do it. And once you do, you start to get a little bit more comfortable. You still have some apprehension, but just, pushing through that slightly it's very gratifying, and make that part of your gratitude, because, pat yourself on the back, because it is difficult and change is hard. And today's state of the world is challenging for a lot of people. So every little thing that you take into the future, and to better yourself, to nourish your soul, and to move into a better, freer, more balanced future, baby steps. Baby steps, even the smallest step, changing your diet, putting a walk in during the day, sitting down to write something if that's difficult for you. Give yourself the time, make the space, set the table. They always say set the table, put on your shoes. You know what I mean? Just take the first steps. It's just those little steps that lead to the big steps. Everything starts small. So From a seedling, think what you can get. You know, nature is such a great example. Such a great example. And if you've ever planted something, it's a great example. Just watching something grow from the tiniest little thing, when you nurture it and give it the things that it needs in the proper environment. And that's how life is. That's how we are. We are growing things. We are constantly learning and constantly growing. So we're going to make mistakes. Everybody does. So there's some great affirmations here. I surrender my fear and replace it with love. I surrender my doubts and replace it with confidence. I see myself moving out into the world with ease. I give thanks for all I learn and experience. Every new day is full of possibility. Just like every sunset is different and every sunrise is different, it's a new day, it's a new chance. So if you didn't do it yesterday and you're having difficulty, oh, you want to go inside? That's my kitty cat. Then just try to push through it. Apprehension is a real thing. I'm going to pull a quick moon card just to see what the moon has, the message that the moon has for us. Because I feel like today's planetary climate is a big factor in this, considering that we're moving into the age of Aquarius at the end of December. And that is something that has been in the waiting for quite some time. And it's a gentler time, thank God. A time of light and more balance. Moving out of a very ego-driven, harder, more work-oriented time of Capricorn. So I think that this is going to be a lighter time for everybody. And we also are in between two eclipses. So that's a really great time to try to manifest and send, like, really, figure out what you want. Put it out there into the universe, because it's almost like there's a great, like opened portal to your desires, and and giving it to the universe, giving it to God, the creator, source, whatever you want to call it, but putting it out there nonetheless, because I feel like this is kind of like a new start. It's a ripping open of like a new package with lots of beautiful colors and light and something that's just going to, I feel like we're all going to be able to take a deep breath eventually, really soon, hopefully. This next year might be a little, I don't know exactly how long it's going to take, because I'm not intuitively feeling that, but I'm just taking everything day by day, which is all we can do, because that's all we're guaranteed. And I do see more brightness in the future. So let's see what the cards have to tell us for the moon. Okay, moon guidance for the masses. Surrender to the divine, full moon. So we are coming up on a full moon. I believe it's the eclipse is on the 14th of this month. Yeah, so the full moon is coming soon. I'm not sure if it's the 14th or maybe the 3rd. I'm not sure. But the full moon, as I said, we're in between two eclipses and we're getting close to the full moon. So full moons are always about releasing. So release whatever it is. I mean, this is the time. This is the time to release. Just surrender to the divine. If it just give it to God and try to really focus on what your divine guidance is trying to tell you. Focus on your intuition. In order to do that, you have to do work too. You have to, the things that are clogging your intuition. It could be addiction. It could be work, which sometimes could be an addiction. It could be your diet. It could be so many different things. So, clean it up and listen to what divine guidance is telling you, and pay attention to the moon phases, because they teach us so much. And the full moon is always a great reminder of releasing. So the very word climax brings all sorts of ideas and images into mind. Agreed. For sure. It really is the feeling of this card. Life is coming to a head, a point, a conclusion, a turning point. There may be some kind of change and possibly even some sort of emotional expansion. Tune into your emotions now, and they're telling you, and what they're telling you. So like I just said, tune into your divine guidance. They're very likely close to the surface. No matter when in the moon cycle you pull this card, matters will soon conclude, and you'll find out whether or not your wishes are going to come true. So just keep pushing towards your dreams. The odds are in your favor, as this is a positive card, but you may need to work harder than usual to keep cool and as events unfold. Like I said, this coming year is going to be a year of tremendous change. Planetary wise, country wise, and I believe with this pandemic, personally, we're all going through some severe changes. So there's a lot of change on the horizon, but this card is a positive card, and I believe that we're moving into a more positive place, more balance in the universe. So hang in there, and just pay attention to your intuitive guidance. So you're attuned to the moon is, I am getting the answers that I need. So when you see the moon, let it remind you that there is a higher power. You are being assisted. You just have to pay attention. Okay, so just do that, and it'll be fine. It'll be fine. You'll once you start paying attention to your guidance and you move in that direction, you start seeing signs. You see more signs and more signs and more signs. It's the law of attraction. When what you focus on becomes your reality. So focus on your intuitive guidance. Focus on the self and what you need to nourish your soul. And nothing bad can come from that. So additional meanings of this card is a wish that you made may be about to come true. It's a make or break time. There could be a sense of madness in the air. Breathe deep and stay calm. You may need to forgive someone to release negative energy. I feel like this is a great time to just, clean it up. Clean it up. It's the end of the year. Get rid of, should old acquaintances be forgotten, all that stuff, You know how the song goes. It's time to let go of the past and move on. So the teaching of this full moon marks the climax of a lunar cycle, making this card something of a power card. The full moon is often the time when answers are given to the questions asked during the new moon, and pulling this card at any time in the lunar cycle suggests answers will be coming your way before too long. Hooray! I think that's fabulous. So the apprehension is there, but keep focusing on your divine guidance, and beautiful things will happen to you. And if anybody that could use this information, please forward it to them. Please like and subscribe, and reach out to me if you want a private reading. I'll leave my information in the comments section. And I just wish you all so much happiness, health, and joy, freedom, and light. Sending you all so much love. I love you, my yin yangs. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned. I'll be putting more videos up. I'm going to be stepping out of my apprehension and getting more of this stuff out to you. Thank you again for watching, my yin yangs. And I mean that with so much love. Peace out. You will. Surrender to the divine. Surrender, surrender. Much love.